वर्तमान आम स्पॉटिंग करने जावा स्पॉटिंग एक्चुअली तीन टा आपनकर आसुची से गोटे अच्छी आपनकर एडाप्टेशन अंडर एडाप्टेशन ने अच्छी जेरोफाइट एवं हाइड्रोफाइट These are the two types of adaptive features which are mostly been observed in case of plant body. So first of all, what is adaptation? It is the process or phenomenon by which the plant body adapt to its surrounding, which undergoes morphological, physiological and behavioral changes. And it is also a process in which is inheritable. It is been transmitted from one generation to another generation. Here specifically now we are going to discuss about the hydrophyte. Hydrophytic adaptation is the adaptation to the aquatic environment where the organism adapt to its aquatic environment. The plants specifically are present or survives under the water body or on the surface or under the water body. They are basically of four types. Submerged hydrophytes. This grows entirely under the water like Hydrilla, Valsinaria, Potamogeton. Floating hydrophytes basically which we will find it out in our surrounding. आमर चारिकड़े देखिए पाउछु सेटा हैला तो आपनकर Iconia, Trapa, Pistia, Lemma, Ulfia. These are the groups which are there. Floating leafed anchor hydrophytes. These are the anchors to the bottom and their leaves floats on the surface of the water. Normally जो आमर कई जो देखुचु कई लोटस जो फूल देखुचु से गुड़ाक से and emergent hydrophytes, they grow in the shallow water and their shoot extended above the surface of the water. Water ro upare tanga root surface ta rahi thanti. That is Typha, Sagittaria. These are the groups which has been given here. In aquatic water, those plant bodies who are surviving in the aquatic conditions, they have some specific characteristics. That is the presence of parenchyma, which allows them or enable them to float in the water. They have the fibrous type of root. The petioles or bulbs which also allows them to float in the water, and they have, each one is having some specific adaptive features which we will see now.
Hello students, now I am going to demonstrate or explain different adaptation of some plants, hydrophytic adaptation. So there's many plants are here. I'd like to explain that free floating plants adaptation. So there are two free floating plants. One is water hyacinth, another is Pistia. So these plants generally adapted for free floating conditions. Okay. So look here, this is water hyacinth. It has a bunch of spongy and hairy roots, and these hairy roots generally help in buoyancy or floating conditions. On the other side, it has a bunch of leaves, and this is the inflated petiole. Petiole guda bahut flat hi jaiche, spongy. Okay. So this character, that inflated petiole, generally help plant to remain above water surface. Understood? And leaf has a waxy coating. So this waxy coating generally keep it from decaying. एटा सड़ीबनी आधर गोटे waxy coating अच्छी जहाँ फल कि पत्र गुड़ाक सड़ीबनी. ए petiole बा डेम्फो स्पंजी तेणु प्लांट टाक वाटर सरफेस उपर ही रखुची. Our spongy hairy roots, bunch of spongy hairy roots are generally help in floating, भासीबारे help करुची. It हैला water hyacinth or Iconia. Next is Pistia. It is also free floating plants. It also have spongy bunch of spongy hairy roots that help in floating. Other side, it has a rosette leaves, bunch of leaves, and also have waxy coating. So this plant generally propagated by offset. Offset means only it propagated one internode distance and cover whole water surface. And this is free floating plants. Next come to another plant that is called hydrilla. ओडिया ना होची चिंगुड़िया दल कोठा देखा जाए ना रिवर रे देखा जाए एटा जनरल इट इज ए सनबर्स्ट रूटेड एंड सनबर्स्ट मीन पानी भितर देखा जाए ताले आर स्टेम को देखो इट इज स्लेंडर एंड सॉफ्ट so this stem easily bend with water current so does not break easily ते जल्दी भांगी जाए नहीं ताले प्रति नोड रे तार गोटे bunch of leaves रहुची needle shaped leaves look here needle shaped leaves from each node and they are needle shaped that's why water current can pass through between these leaves without causing any damage to the leaves. Next adaptation they are devoid of stomata तांकर stomata नहीं and whole plants are covered with mucilage. Mucilage is गोटे लाड़ुआ substance जोटे पूरा plant body को cover करची आ तो पचिबार prevent करची तो जल्दी decay हुए नहीं बा पचे नहीं कि सड़े नहीं ला एट हला hydrilla sunburst rooted plants. Next will come to another plant lily. Lily and lotus have the same identifying feature or adaptations. So lily generally it is a rooted with free floating leaf. So rooted means one side it has a stem modified stem called rhizome. The rhizome generally embedded in mud with adventitious roots. Other side is there is a long petiole spongy petiole and that keep the leaf above water surface. It is a spongy petiole so petiole can bend with water current without any breaking. Understood? Next, this large surface area of the leaf that help to easily float on surface of water. And here, on the surface there is a waxy coating that protect the leaf from decaying. And stomata found only on upper surface, but lower surface devoid of stomata. So this is the adaptation of lily and lotus. It is almost same. So this is about hydrophytic adaptations. Thank you.
Now the next spotting which we will go for it is the xerophytic adaptation. As we have discussed now, adaptation is an physiological, behavioral and morphological feature observed in the organism which the organism adapt to its surrounding. The organism adapt to its surrounding. तमाने ता surrounding जो अच्छी ताकू एडप्ट करिकिनी से निजर मॉर्फोलॉजिकल दैट इज एंड फिजियोलॉजिकल एंड बिहेवियरल चेंजेस ऑब्जर्व करिथांती. That adaptation is called as when they adapt to the dry environment. That adaptation is called or dry habitat. That adaptation is called as xerophytic adaptation and the organisms are called as xerophytes. So these organisms are having some specific characteristics like the leaves are modified into spines. The leaves are modified into spines as well as you will find it out the stems shows certain specified modifications like phylloclade, cladode, etc. They have the waxy layer and those specific features enable them to reduce the transpiration. Reduce the transpiration because as they grow in the habitat which are having the very scarcity of water. Water मिले नहीं तेणु जेहेतु scarcity of water is there. So to overcome that problem, those organisms they adapt to this that the transpiration, evaporation of water should be less. And they are also, that is why the leaves are modified. Leaf is not almost in a either in a condensed form or it has been modified into stems. Even the stipules are modified into the stems, spines, and the stems are modified into phylloclade, cladodes and waxy layers are present. And the type of photosynthesis they observed is calm pathway. The type of photosynthesis they observed is the calm pathway which is there, and also they have sunken stomata. They have sunken stomata. So now mom will explain you the different type of xerophytic plants and their adaptive features.
Hello students, now I am going to demonstrate adaptive features of some xerophytic plants. So these are xerophytic plants. Xerophytic plants generally found in dry conditions. Sukhila jagare jemane grow karanti, and they are generally medium sized shrub. They are shrub. So first I am going to demonstrate Calotropis. Odia na hauchi Orokha. So Calotropis is a medium sized shrub and it has a grey in color. So grey in color means it help to absorb less amount of sunlight. Okay. Next, it has leathery or thick leaves. So it does not wilt easily. Leathery leaves, then grey stem that generally prevent more absorption of sunlight. Another thing is that it has latex, white color milky juice, latex. So latex also help to retain water. Understood? Next, young stem and leaves generally has a powdery coating. These are powdery coating called mealy coating, and this mealy coating generally help to prevent water loss due to transpiration. And the whole plant also contain one chemical called cardiac glycosidase that generally protect from herbivorous animals. It is a toxic substance found in this plant, cardiac glycosidase, that protect from herbivorous plants. Next, Ziziphus jejua, broccoli. It is also medium sized shrub, and look here, stipules are modified into spines, and the spines mainly to protect from herbivorous animals, as these plants are found in dry conditions. Next, leaves, look here, upper surface has waxy coating and that prevent loss of water due to transpiration. Also lower surface has hair, that hair cover the stomata. So that also protect the plant from loss of water due to transpiration. Understood? So this is the adaptive features of Ziziphus. Spiny stipules and modified spines not only to prevent loss of water due to transpiration, but also protect from herbivorous animals. Leaf surface has waxy coating, lower surface has hair that cover stomata and prevent loss of water due to transpiration. Next is cactus. This is a opposite type of plant. The stem is generally here modified, and this modified stem is called phylloclade. Phylloclade means succulent stem. Succulent means swollen. It stores water and mucilage for further use, as these plants growing in xerophytic plants. Then this stem also green in color to take over the function of leaf. Means it's green in color, it carry out photosynthesis. And here leaves are modified into spine. Look here, spines or scaly leaves to prevent loss of water due to transpiration. Because if leaf present, then more number of stomata and there is a loss of water due to transpiration. So that's why leaves are modified into spine, and stem is green and succulent. Succulent means swollen. So store water and mucilage for further use, and it is green in color, it carry out photosynthesis. That's why its modification is called phylloclade. Next we will come to another plant, asparagus. Odiana satamuli. It is a climber, and look here, here stem is very slender and green in color. Whole stem that involved in photosynthesis, because leaves are highly reduced to scaly like structure or spine. Look here, small spines are here, and here branchlet. The main stem has branchlet that is also very thin, and each node has a cluster of branchlet or branches, small size branches of one internode distance. Growth is only one internode distance. So each node has a bunch of branchlets, all are green in color. They are devoid of stomata. Stomata tankara nahi. Tenu they carry out photosynthesis, and such type of adaptation is called cladode. Such bunch of branchlets called cladode. So asparagus mainly modified for xerophytic conditions. Okay.
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ପଟିଂ କରିବା ସେଟା ହେଲା condition necessary for the germination of seed. Germination of the seed means the eggging of the dormant seed. Seed টা germinate হব, grow করিব. It requires three things. One is your air, second is temperature, and third is the moisture. The three conditions we require for the germination of seed, as it is been shown in the figure, you can see that we will need a beaker containing the water, and we will take a wooden flank or a glass and 3 dried bean seed, and we will attach them by the help of the adhesive material, as you can see here, and we will put it in a slanting way in the water. Here it is been shown to you. Here you can see the three things how it is been present. 3 seeds are there. 3 seeds are being attached. When we are putting in the water, we are finding it out. The seed which is present in the surface of the water, जो तल लेवल रे पूरा सबमर्ज्ड हेकी अछि, से सफिशिएंट मॉइस्चर पाउछि किंतु ऑक्सीजन पाउ नाही. जो सीडटा ऊपर अछि से ऑक्सीजन पाउछि किंतु मॉइस्चर पाउ नाही. The seed जोटा मझिरे अछि सी सफिशिएंट अमाउंट ऑफ मॉइस्चर, टेम्परेचर आउ ऑक्सीजन पाउछि, तेणु सेटा से जर्मिनेट करछि. So you have to write it down in the concluding. That conclusion ने लिखियो पड़िबो, the seed needs water or air, moisture and temperature for germination. Or for the germination of the seed, we need air, moisture and temperature. Thank you.